folks, and welcome back to another episode of Pinal Prep Spotlight, brought to you by 911 Air Repair, your local air conditioning experts specializing in maintenance, repair, and new installations. We are now moving on with our baseball and softball season coverage. We kind of gave you guys our predictions, season preview type things for both sports in the previous week. So now we're going to jump into our games of the week. And this week, hey, it's rivalry week pretty much all over Pinal County. You got CG Union and Vista, Post Butte and Combs, Florence and Coolidge. So a lot of action happening. Unfortunately, it's just us two. We can only be at 2 games. And some of these games take priority over others. So going off of that, we are going to talk about a Thursday game. It is going to be the second matchup this week between Casa Grande Union and Vista Grande Baseball. David, what are you kind of expecting in this matchup?
You know, it's going to be interesting because we haven't really seen these two teams clash in a regular season format. They've always been kind of out of each other's conferences, but now in the same conference, in the same region, no less, these two teams are going to finally live up to the crosstown rivalry that we've always loved to kind of, romanticize a little bit. So that's going to be a fun aspect here. But I mean, Vista Grande kind of has a little bit more to prove with them kind of moving up to 5A, so they're going to have to kind of show why they belong to be there. And Casa Grande's trying to still stake their claim on, being an established 5A team that they have been for so long. So, for Union, I'm looking at 2 guys right now. Cole Rice and Boston Valdez have been really solid for them so far. Cole Rice batting .450, Valdez batting .439, and then Aiden Ornelas has been the really the solid guy on the mound for them so far with a 2.62 ERA. So the pitching outside of him hasn't been that great. So if Ornelas is pitching in one of these games, in this Thursday game, he could give the Union Cougars an edge. On Vista, El Torn again has been crazy to start the year. He's batting .500. He's been a really solid player for them to start the season. So look for him to kind of be the big piece for them going forward. And then Ramsey Rodriguez is doing it on both sides. He's a really solid hitter with a .417 average and a 3.23 ERA on the mound. So it's going to be fairly evenly matched. I don't really see a team kind of getting a fair edge because we've seen Vista Grande do pretty well in 4A, and then we've seen Casa Grande Union struggle in 5A. So it's going to be interesting to see kind of how they battle it out and how they kind of mix and match with one another. But it should be an exciting time. I think it's going to be really fun crosstown rivalry that we finally get to see blossom that we haven't seen in so long.
I think this game is going to come down to the pitching staffs. And I say this because when you look at the schedules for this week, Union's games are only the 2 Vista Grande games happening Tuesday and Thursday. Whereas Vista Grande, their only day off without a game is Wednesday. They have back-to-back games Monday and Tuesday, and then back-to-back again Thursday and Friday. So looking at this Thursday matchup, the question is, who's going to be available? I mean, so far, to start the week, they played Marana, and they used Jalen Ibarra. He is restricted for the rest of the week. So, hey, it's going to be interesting to see just what the game plan is leading up to this game and then going into this game. Like I mentioned, these 2 teams will play on Tuesday, and it's just a question of who do you want out there on the mound? How long are you going to leave them out there? And like I mentioned, it's going to come down to the pitching staffs for Vista Grande Union. Like David mentioned, they have a senior, but they are really led by a pair of freshmen. I mentioned them early on in Max Baca and Nehemiah Valenzuela. These 2 guys have been thrown into the fire from the get-go, and they are starting to hold their own in their first varsity season. David, anything else you want to add?
No, I think we're looking forward to another good year, and it's going to be interesting. We're going to kind of get a taste of what we're supposed to expect from Tuesday when we're recording this show, on who's going to have the edge when it gets to this game on Thursday. So we'll get a little bit of a taste here, but it should be a fun week. And like you mentioned, rivalry week is coming early, and we're looking forward to seeing what happens.
As always, be sure to check out Pinal Central, and also, hey, the softball teams are playing same time, same place. Hey, check them both out there if you can.